What is up, guys? So I finally get this is definitely the longest I have gone without posting anything since that time that my phone was completely broken and I had to mail it off to another state. But whatever, we're not gonna talk about that. So yeah, if you wonder why my setup is kind of strange today, is because I'm in my brother's room and I'm just borrowing his stuff to produce this video. Is just easier, and I also felt bad that it's been a while since I was here, so I hate when I fail at my daily vlogging stuff. It's something personal of mine. But anyway, so today what I wanted to discuss was something that I was surprised that I hadn't done before. Maybe I have discussed it, but I did not actually have a complete video for it. But it's the way that people express wants versus needs. And I'm pretty much going to express how I interpret some of that. And honestly, I tend to not take very kindly to the people who say you need my assistance with something. If you come to me saying, I want this to be done like this and that, or I want this and that, or I expect that and this, and pretty much demanding, I will not take you very seriously. Like, you will immediately go into my bad side. Only because I really don't like to be told that this thing is telling me that there's a very bad connection. So I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. I have perfect connection, reception on my end. But anyway. But if you come to me and you're telling me, for instance, like at my job, I want this to be bagged like this, and I want that to be left out. Something about you telling me that you want something done a certain way fucking bothers me. But if you tell me I would like for you to leave this water out, which you usually don't need to tell me, I can just tell that that's what you want. But sometimes people don't want that. Or I would like for this bag to be light, or whatever it is. Okay, fine. But when you come to me telling me that you want stuff done in a certain way, I don't know what it is about you telling me that you want something, but it just upsets me. I know it's something petty, it shouldn't be a big deal, but to me, the way that you request things, any kind of effort coming from me, whether I'm getting paid or not, it matters. Like, it just does. And I guess it boils down to the fact that I was not raised that way. I was raised with manners, especially toward people who I don't know. I am a stranger to you, so I would expect that you would respect me. Another thing is when you behave in a way in which you feel like everything is an absolute must, it's an absolute necessity for you. And it really isn't. I truly dislike that. Like, for instance, sometimes while I'm at work, I ask people, hey, were you able to find everything? And they go, no, you didn't have this thing that I wanted. Well, if you're telling me that you wanted something, clearly it's no big deal that it was out, that you couldn't find it, it doesn't matter. But then you try to act like it's something that really mattered to you, and I just cannot help but think that is absolutely bizarre because if it's something that you wanted, you can live without it. But if you were telling me, oh, I was looking for this one supplement that I really need, that I really needed, because my doctor has told me that I should make it a part of my routine. Okay, definitely. I will feel a lot more compelled to what can I say, give you a little bit more importance. But when it's something that you want, I cannot treat it like it's something that's absolutely important, essential, urgent. And I find that a lot of the time we like to act like something that we wanted is something that if we don't have it, then our day is ruined. I fucking hate that attitude. But then again, that's just me. That is how I conduct my life. I'm not saying that everyone has to be that way, but if you're usually a person who ends up miserable about that, I think your expectations are crazy. And I don't know, you need to redefine your values. But again, that's just my opinion. Let's see. Let me catch up with some comments. JP says hello. Hello to you. Philip says, "Hi Zamri, great to see you making a video. I have missed them. I have missed making them. For for real, you guys. This would be the thing that I would love to do full time, but of course, I'm definitely not doing what it would take to put myself in that position, right? But also, I'm happy to express that the stuff that I've been doing on the side has been doing pretty well. Not well enough to pull me off my dependence on my employment, but at least it's okay. And definitely during times like this, you guys have no idea how much I wish that I did not have to leave my house. It's getting crazy, it's getting insane. And honestly, part of what kept me away for these 2 weeks is the fact that I was getting terribly sick. I mean, I would come home with nausea. Every time I go to work, I come home very sick. Fortunately, I get over it. But last night, particularly, I thought that my breathing was going to be like, just eliminated from my system all entirely. I don't even want to remember. It was terrible. I hadn't felt that bad since late December. You guys know that I got pretty fucked up with the flu, but was it really just the flu? Or was it probably the first stage of that demon that's going around? But yeah, I've been feeling pretty bad. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. My lungs are constantly wheezing. So I'm like, I should definitely not be out there exposing myself. But but yeah, work just destroys me. It feels like we have worked the holiday season, but multiplied by like three. And on top of that, I don't know what it is about big companies deciding that May 17th is going to be the day to make everything come back to normal. And I just feel like we could be getting treated a whole lot better, but of course, that's not how this culture is set up to be. But definitely, I don't know what I would do to not have to ever go back to work during circumstances like this. But it's kind of strange because I'm that kind of person who I'm starting to think, well, why am I frowning and tripping when at least I still have my job and my life is still pretty much going as I have known it with very, very minimal to no impact. But at the same time, when you think about the physical consequences that that has, and some of this may be permanent, I'm like, is it really worth it for me to have a job right now? Because if I were unemployed, at least, sure, I may lose the roof over my head, but it's not like this would be the first time that I'm homeless. So, what can I say? But I'm trying to really stay strong and positive and think of the long term, like ahead. I'm thinking if I can go through this and just be my best, then later on I will be grateful for that decision and also for having been in this position where I still had a degree of stability. But it's just the fact that the demand has been so much greater, the pressure has been so much greater, and the danger is so much greater, and this country doesn't really support you. Like, say, if I were to get truly sick, there's no way I can pay for the treatment. I can tell you. I cannot even pay for the treatment of me getting sick with some stomach problems. So imagine having medical bills that are trials to see what is going to work on me and what isn't. I don't really want to play that game. So, but yeah, I think I'm doing great. I think everything I've been doing has been decent, and I'm pretty happy for that independently. And then my family, everyone seems to be doing all right. My mom's doing all right. The cat's doing all right. He's more trippy than ever. Uh, and those who I know are doing all right, but some of my colleagues have actually been affected by this personally. Like one of my supervisors, his niece, who is my age, passed away not too long ago. It was like a couple days ago. Give me more light. Uh, yeah, like a few days ago. And that disturbed me because I'm like, this is affecting people of all shapes, forms, sizes, cultures, religions. And, this thing doesn't discriminate. And when I see people showing up to my store, not being protected, acting like every day is the same, every day is normal, like their routines have not been altered, and this is the same person shopping every single morning. Why are you coming in? This is not the time to be doing that. This is serious. This is real. And for the people who keep calling this a hoax, I am pretty upset by that because, again, this thing has claimed the lives of people who are close to people who I know. And th- this this is not a game. This is not a joke. As someone working on the front lines, I can tell you, we ain't getting treated right. And there is a lot of work to be done, which no one's keeping that secret. But if you live in a bubble, it's very easy for you to not wrap your head around that. So that's why I think this video came about, which is your wants versus your needs. I applied this even before this situation came about, but now that we have this mess going on, more than ever, your wants do not fucking matter. Your needs better be real needs and not the stuff that you want for your life to just be cool as you knew it. And I have a lot of stories of stuff people have tried to do to me while I'm at work. Like the demands that people have, especially with fucking chicken. Do you not understand that the meat industry is doing pretty bad and that we're in the middle of this massive situation, and you will not be able to find things that is normal. So yeah, at least the very minimal that you can do is have courtesy and courtesy, and definitely understand, inform yourself on how this thing affects every single aspect of your life and how you can expect for it to continue, because this is not something that's just going to go away. So honestly, that affected my ability to stream to some extent because there was a point in which I was consistently angry. And I know that that's when I feel like my creativity is best too, when I act it out on emotion. But I said, I need to rest. I need to just unplug, stay away, and also take the opportunity to like reestablish some connections that, as a result of the demands of work being greater, I had sort of sacrificed. And on top of that, work has decided that they're going to really upset my life now, because now I'm expected to work certain shifts at 4 a.m. And I'm like hell I am. I don't know how I'm going to go about fixing that, but I'm gonna have to implement some changes because this is getting out of control. And that is just not something I can do on the regular. That, and I'm just not fucking willing. Like, I should have a say over things. And that's why, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I've been so incredibly miserable. I come home, I'm in a bad mood, I'm physically burned out. But like I've said, stuff still gets done, but I just hate how it happens. Like, it's all of this bullshit shouldn't be happening in the way that it's happening. And that's why I'm like, man, before I say something stupid, let me just chill and then come back when I feel better. Um, let's see. I have always found that saying, would you please work in getting things my way most of the time. And I always make sure to say please and thank you. Yes, absolutely. That is my way of saying everything. Even if it's to a coworker. I'm like, hey, would you please help me with this? Would you please, this customer needs assistance, this and that. You know, like, I cannot imagine a life in which I don't have manners. I just don't. Hello Zams, hello Zam, haven't seen you live in a while. It's been a while indeed. Looks darker than normal. Yeah, it is darker in here because I have the brightness from the TV, and then I also turned on the flashlight on my phone so that it's a little brighter because I just do not want to use that lamp over there. It's just really, really bright. Well, can I call it a lamp? Anyway, it's like five different light bulbs that my brother has over here. And I'm like, dude, that's going to disrupt my sleep worse than looking at something that's dimmer. What side gigs are you working on? I I would love to say that YouTube is one of them, but I haven't even made any money in here since a year and 2 months ago. But yeah, I am focusing more on clothing. Like I've been selling clothes and just trying those little apps that let you get rid of things for some extra money. And there's just some stuff that I never thought I would be able to get rid of, and somehow I got rid of. So yeah, pretty much working on a side grind and obtaining stuff to just get rid of for some extra money. And it's been working fine. Like I never thought this stuff would work, you know? But yeah, and then the other stuff is the more creative department, which of course I cannot seem to get paid for that because I haven't been working on it. Like I like to write, but it's not like I have attempted to really turn that into money because I don't think my writing is really good. But yeah, and art, I used to draw like crazy, and I felt like, maybe I could have some kind of potential doing this. But when you think about it, the art is such a saturated market that I don't want to give myself a lot of hope when there's clearly talent out there that's much better than me. And I just don't want to gamble with that. So so yeah, unfortunately, my side gigs, it's something that is going to help me at supplementing my income, but until I can really get behind something that I can truly manage and truly have power over, control over, and know what direction to take it in and be, let's use that big word, educated enough to perform long term, then I'm pretty sure that I'll be stuck in this situation. But what makes me satisfied is the fact that I'm giving it my all and God never abandons me. I know that something's gonna happen sooner or later. And in the midst of this whole situation, since YouTube doesn't like that cuss word apparently, I'm doing fucking great. So, yeah. Hey Garuda, how's my YouTube husband doing? I'm pretty sure he'll be happy to hear that. uh, hey Jordan, good to see you. What's your opinion on the Ahmed Arbery situation, the jogger that got shot? I am not very well informed on that to have an opinion, but I did hear something about the officer making a comment about how they will not be able to have like an open casket funeral service or something. I don't know if that's true. I really didn't have the opportunity to look at the entire fleshed out details of the story, but I thought, how odd. I mean, just how odd. What does it take for an officer to decide to pull the trigger on someone? That's what I would like to know. I would like to know what needs to be going down, what needs to be happening to where you need to use such lethal force. And one of the things that I kept hearing about for years, ever since this police stuff has been happening is that apparently we have a tendency of reacting more and reacting out of fear, and if you feel like you're in danger then it's justified. I sincerely do not know, and I know someone actually who should be very close to me who I could ask, which is my father since he's in law enforcement, but we don't talk like that. But seriously, what needs to be going down for you to need to pull the trigger on someone? But I know that this guy was like military or something. So matter of fact, since we're here and I have all the time in the world, quote unquote, let's look it up. See what people say. Aubrey Ahmed. I must see something with a catchy title. And let's see. Which source here looks reliable? I saw this stuff trending on Twitter, so I really never really have a website in my mind to go to find news and stuff. Let's see, give me a second. This is the beauty of life. Nothing here is staged or scripted. We're not gonna watch a video while I'm making a video, it's just strange. This and this and that. It's oh, apparently there is video and photos of this. This and that. Oh, get out of here, ads. Oh, did I close the... Fuck, I closed the page. I am very bad at using desktop computer, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me. Thank God that I can type without looking because it is so dark in here. Yeah. Okay, let's see. So this must have happened on May the 6th? Or was that when people were posting stuff about it? Okay, apparently I'm picking the worst website ever. Let's see what Reddit has to say about it. I know that's not probably the best I could be going for, but it's all scattered. And I'm not logged into Twitter on this thing, so it's not like I can find that trend again. It's insane how crazy different it is to navigate something from your phone versus desktop. Like, I feel like I've never used a computer before. Okay, so... Oh, David Becknott says in this article, they linked his tweet or something. Graphic video appears to show Arbery, 25 of Georgia, whose family says he was out for a run, confronted by two men who shot him dead, saying they thought he was a burglar. A prosecutor wants a grand jury to decide whether the man should be charged. Oh, it says men and not police officers? Huh. Interesting. It just changed the entire what is it, feel of this, because it's usually about the cops. An Afro-American was shot dead by whites in the U.S. state of Georgia. You speak of self-defense, the victim, family of racism, says this piece. Yeah, everything in here keeps linking Twitter. Makes me wonder. I didn't actually Google with Twitter, so It is not often that American presidential candidates aggressively intervene in unsolved homicides. Joe Biden made an exception on Wednesday after a mobile phone video from southern state of Georgia made waves in social networks. Donald Trump's designated Democratic challenger took a position. The horrific murder of Ahmed Arbery in Georgia is a reminder that we still do not live the truth that all are created equal. He was gunned down without regard for his humanity. The video is sickening and heartbreaking, and his family deserves justice. I'm pretty sure that's going to become one of those videos that is going to go down in infamy in the internet, where they're going to remove it and you'll never be able to see it again. Which I think is right, out of respect for the family. But yeah, let me catch up with you guys' comments while I recover from having read all that. Sorry to hear that. Oh no, I am glad you're still working on a life. Yeah, definitely. Like, I am surprised at how I'm still alive after all the stuff that I have gone through in my life. 4 a.m. Oh boy, that sucks. Yeah, because honestly, my concern is some of the stuff that I do, like say correspondence wise, takes place at nighttime, and I already get bad sleep as it is, and now this thing is just adding fuel to the fire. So I'll let you guys know if I can change that or how my story ends when it comes to that matter. But I'm just refusing to let this type of society take over me like that. I'm sorry about everything. It'll be okay, hon. I'm pretty sure it'll be okay. Are you sure you cannot run for Congress? Something has to be done about healthcare. It's not right someone getting sick and end up bankrupt. Just saying. Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is what bothers me the most. There are other countries who have this system that works perfectly, and yet we keep trying to defend private healthcare. Like, these other countries do not have healthcare, and they have great lives. Like, Iceland is another, like, white country. They're doing all right. This country was founded on, like, white people manners or white people values. Why wouldn't you value that? And this is what gets me, for the side of the political spectrum that absolutely demonizes the idea of having, is that what they called socialized healthcare? Anyways, you guys let me know. If you trip about babies being aborted, why would you not show the same love and empathy and sympathy for the people who are actually living and breathing right now? Maybe, I don't know about you, but maybe that single young mother who is thinking about aborting her baby may not abort her baby if she knew that she would get the support that it takes, like, say, medically, financially. There is so much that this country could be doing for the fucking average person, but they decide not to because reasons. Reasons that us people who do not live that kind of life will never understand and never get behind. So, when I see other countries who are living much healthier, much happier lives than we are, and they're actually doing the stuff that we keep saying that we cannot do, I mean, I'm so glad that there's like social networks and that there's information that you can access, like books, online blogs, and you can actually talk to people from other countries instantaneously that tell you about how stuff works for them and how they absolutely are terrified of our country. And I'm just very grateful because at some point I used to be ignorant about this shit. Because at some point I was a minor, I was pretty much guaranteed healthcare, but I never really thought where it came from. It actually came from my mother being full time. Because other than that, unless you meet certain criteria, I believe that it's even possible that kids wouldn't have health insurance. But I think all kids inherently have health insurance. But again, as a kid, I don't go out of my way to find out that information. I just knew that my mom could take me to the doctor and we didn't have to be homeless. But why are we okay with with a system in which if you get sick, that's it. You're fucked if you're a poor person. And it's absolutely an abomination. And that's why the other day I said, and I will say it again, if something happens to me, I'm not going to the goddamn doctor. Because if I go to the doctor, I am speaking, saying, I agree with this system, being involved in it, spending money in it, and I would rather become a statistic of another dead body than becoming a statistic of another broke ass person who will never recover financially from this situation. And it's just insane that we live our lives day after day after day, working yourself to the bone, and you take back very little. And now, say, me as a retail worker, this disaster had to happen in order for us to get the recognition that we deserve. And I'm like, you seriously think that our roles are that insignificant? Like, sure, everybody has a garden growing in their own homes, right? To where you don't need to go depend on a store to supply you the stuff that you'll consume, right? Just how can you live in such a close minded kind of lifestyle where you don't consider how good you have it in modern days compared to what we had to do to have these things easily accessible in the past? But I don't know. That's just me. That's just my button of being at the very bottom of society being pressed. But I'm just going to repeat it. I'm in the boat of there is no reason why this goddamn country cannot have a better system. There's no reason. This country is absolute trash with a lot of its policies. And it makes me ashamed to be an American. It just really, really does. Because what do we work for? Like, we could be doing so much better, and yet we aren't. And I feel like we are not in the proper mindset to actively do something about it, which is hurt these people where it actually hurts them the most, which is their goddamn pockets, you know? But until everyone gets on the same page, everyone will be happy about having their Prime 2 day shipping stuff when stuff works well, which I keep seeing on the trends that people get mad that their packages of non-essentials ain't getting to them on time. And what else do people like? Their McDonald's and poisonous foods and, yeah, all that mess. You gotta start changing people when it comes to their brains. And until you do that, then stuff will continue to be the same until global pandemic strikes and then changes everything. Briefly. But anyway. I listen with sympathy, says Timothy. Hey, Timothy. I don't think I've seen you before. So, if you have been someone who's been here before, sorry if I don't remember you, but immediately you don't sound familiar. But I appreciate you. Wow, I didn't know you can draw. Why you didn't tell me? I didn't tell you I could draw? Well, maybe my drawing stuff was back from like 2017ish, and you're one of my 2018 folks, right? So you probably weren't here for that. I don't think I've ever made a video. I remember having a clip of me drawing something, and it was cool because it sounded like I was carving something. But I have no idea what that video was. It was just a clip. Um, and I have been meaning to make a drawing video, but now my skill is probably rusty as hell because I haven't drawn anything since 2018ish. And I really don't have a way to set up me recording myself drawing. So we'll see. It's something that is definitely in my clipboard of my 200 pending video topics that I have. But it's coming someday. Just trust me. It's gonna be late as hell. It might be like 10 years from now, but it'll be here. You make sure that you're here for that. Glad you're safe. Well, you guys seem to be all right and safe. How is everyone doing? Talk to me about you. I feel like me being the superstar of this show, everything revolves around me. But just know that at any time you can always share stuff with me and everybody present, of course, about how your life is going. Let's not keep this centralized on just one person. I think that's weird. Thank God Jesus is real. This world is crazy and sad. It is indeed. I hear two people working at the White House have COVID. Secret Service agents have tested positive for it. This lady who works next to Trump's girlfriend daughter has it too. But somehow the president and daughter and all that do not test positive for it. I don't know. Might be hiding something. But yeah, it's definitely spread to like important people. Important people. Do you guys truly believe that one person has more value than another, whether it be from a social point of view or in the grand scheme of things? I think we're all worth the same. Like, I don't care who you are or what your title is. You're just a person. You know what that means, right? Time to raise taxes. You need to raise taxes on the right fucking people and entities. Why can companies be allowed to get away with not paying taxes because they exploit some kind of loophole? Why is it that, like, say, nobody in this world is justified to have billions of dollars, whether it be on assets or sitting in your bank account or whatever the hell. You don't need $1 billion to live a good life. So these people could be contributing their fair share or maybe beyond the fair share. And those of us who really cannot afford to be having money taken from us wouldn't need to pay taxes. Like, I, as a citizen, don't have any problems paying taxes. But say if I'm getting an additional couple of dollars on hazard pay during a disaster, why are you paying me in the form of a lump sum that pretty much gets around 30-40% taxed, and therefore my paycheck still looks virtually the same? Like, honestly, with the extra boost that I was supposed to have gotten from all this disaster, my paycheck is actually still the same. I sometimes see $40 more. Sometimes I see $20 more, like take home pay. And when I look at the percentage breakdown of my pay stub, it actually, it's around 25% of my paycheck doesn't make it to me in the form of taxes. And I wonder why. I'm not even close to being in the next tax bracket. So somehow that is happening, and some people out there find that okay. And that is what makes me mad. I'm like, no, I should be able to work anywhere and not have to struggle. And on top of that, UBI, Universal Basic Income, why is that not a thing? Why do we have to work to live? Like, if something happens to where you need to be out of work for a while, you should have something that you can fall back on. But for some reason, the more you work and the more money you're thinking you're setting aside for yourself by having it without you being consulted, it goes into, say, social stuff. Why is it that when you need it, it doesn't fucking work like it needs to work? Like, take for example, the best way I can put it in an illustrated way is my cell phone insurance, the protection plan that I have with Sprint. Just like car insurance, it doesn't actually protect you from anything. If you still get in a bad enough wreck, you could die. But what it's saying is that depending on what happened, they may pay for your car being replaced and maybe if you got fucked up real good, like dismembered or something, then yeah, something might happen as well in that department. Nobody would actively think, huh, I'm driving this car. If I don't use it properly, or one accident with this thing can change my life. Let me make sure that I always set aside $200 to make sure that when something does happen, I have money to back me up. I'm not completely against insurance for what it should stand for, which is this is making sure that in the event something happens, there is money to be able to assist you. But the fact that when something does happen, these companies try to go out of their way to make sure that stuff doesn't really work on your favor. That is what is abominable. So now, in the case of say that paying for benefits and social stuff, it's just insane to me, like my phone, that I was paying for insurance on it, and then when something that is a manufacturer's defect, that the manufacturer decides to not accept that it's a defect, which is the Bendgate situation from the iPhone 6 that came out in 2014. Apple never came out and said that this was a defect, but we as users knew that this was a defect because you were using a fucking weak ass metal on the design, that it was susceptible to bending, especially if you use it. If you store the phone on your butt pocket, it pretty much takes the shape of your butt. Pretty much. That's long story short. Why is it that I'm paying around $20 extra on my bill for my cell phone company, and then this situation happens? I need a new phone, clearly, because this one's going haywire and it's tapping things that it's not supposed to. The screen's going gray, and you are going to still ask me to pay for the replacement phone that's going to be a used one of the same model that is susceptible to the same goddamn problem. No. So about 2-3 months ago, I talked to Sprint and I was like, remove that stupid protection plan. And they kept going, oh, well, just to let you know, repairing a cell phone would be very expensive, whereas with this, you're protected, and this and that. And I'm like, no, I am not. Because the one time that I submitted a case to have your insurance kick in like it's supposed to, it didn't work like I expected it to. And the way that your salesperson pitched it to me. So you lied to me. I'm disappointed. I've been scammed for 5 years. I'm saying I'm done. I want that money in my pocket, because those 5 years that I paid for that protection plan, I could buy a brand new $1,000 phone had I not been chipping away that money into your so-called protection plan. That's not going to do anything for me when I need it to. So then they finally said, okay. It was a literal okay. And then 3 minutes later, your thing has been taken out of your account. And I'm like, thank you. When the customer tells you eliminate something, you fucking eliminate it with no questions asked. Because at that time, I was just pissed off because I had known that I was paying for it, unfairly, but it never occurred to me to say, hey, can I get rid of only part of the service? I thought, well, this is the plan that I signed up for, so this thing is inherent. But one time I looked at my online bill, which the way that online displays your bill is much different from when you got the paper copy. And then I saw those charges being like separate. It's like $15 for this, $20 for that, five something on taxes for this and that. And I'm like, I wonder if the section that's away from the non-negotiable, such as the taxes, I wonder if I can amend that a little bit. And there I went. I gave it a shot, and just like the title of this video, my needs versus my wants. I technically need to have my phone guarded because I cannot afford to buy a new phone when something happens to it, like back in the good old days when phones used to cost $80 or maybe at most $120. but I definitely want for it to work in the manner I expect it to. So anyway, that's pretty much my boiled down. That's how I would expect insurance to work universally. And with health insurance, they say, oh, well, the reason why it matters if you have a pre existing condition is because, like a car, if you have a car and you crash it and then you buy insurance, why should the protection kick in then? And I'm like, well, the difference is that I'm not a goddamn object. I am a living, breathing human. And you cannot place the same value and mentality and thought process onto my issues compared to a fucking vehicle, to a object. No! So until you learn to love those who are alive, I think it is bizarre that you give too many shits about unborn babies. Like, I definitely do care about life in general, those that are fully developed and not, and those who are alive but with disadvantages. But but when you argue so pitifully, that's when I lose respect for you. And that's why I'm saying, if you really want to prove your righteous point, make it a thing across the board. All lives matter. Not this person doesn't matter because they're homeless. This person doesn't matter because they're a convicted felon. This person this person that. We are so judgmental as a society because that's the stuff that's been engraved into our heads. Learn to judge people by their walk in life. Fuck you. How many criminals aren't there who wear suits and ties? And now, only now, we're starting to catch them. I'm supposed to be impressed by your appearance? No. You got problems. So, so yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much how I think about things, on the surface. Wow, amazing. I know it's epic, and yes, we met in 2018. I'm doing good, just cannot do anything. I miss life. Jordan, did you get snow? Because I read something about Michigan getting a lot of snow today, earlier today. Um, Tell me some snow stories. We all worth the same unless they are evil. Yeah, but isn't that crazy though? It's like, oh yeah, the president's life is more valuable than this other person because the power that they exert. Like say this is the leader of the armed forces of the United States, and like no, in the grand scheme of things, your life shouldn't be more important just because of like celebrity stuff. Like, what happened to this being a nation for the people by the people? Why do our representatives not work for us? Why do they work for some people but they do not work for all of the people? And when you send me a letter saying, my fellow American, I really hope that these $1,200 work fine for you, this and that. You need more than $1,200 to fix today's problems, you know? And the fact that you think like a celebrity to the point that you decide to delay when these checks get mailed because you want for your fucking name to be on it. That just goes to show you that they take this like it's a game, and that disturbs me. That disturbs me. Uh, okay, I'm not going to lie. My stomach has been giving me so many issues. That's kind of why I'm laying down. I mean, I'm fine right now, but I get the feeling that my nausea is gonna come back. Every time I go to work and I come back home, I am so sick, and particularly nausea. I've been having weird feelings there. That's a slippery slope. Comes with great responsibility. It doesn't feel great for this country not having essential items, gloves, masks in healthcare settings. I still cannot find any gloves nor mask at Walmart. I found gloves at Walmart, but they're the kinds for for like when you do cleaning at home, and I decided to pick up some of those for when I start working with chemicals because I have never believed in wearing gloves when I'm doing cleaning stuff in the house. And I'm like, why? If I wear gloves at work, why wouldn't I wear them at home? And also, it just feels awful, like bleach when you accidentally touch some of that. Ugh, it's just awful. So I'm definitely starting to be a diva about that. Uh, I disagree. You're very right. There is something wrong with the whole system. Poor or rich, we all humans, we all came from God, and the skin color or what clothes person's wearing doesn't make person good or evil. It's the heart of free God made. The assembly snowing in Michigan is freezing in May. Isn't that crazy though? Over here, I live in the South. We did have some chilly weather going on. And matter of fact, I'm wearing a stupid hoodie. So it's still pretty chilly. I have not run my air conditioner in my car nor in the house. And it feels great. I could live with this weather for the rest of my life. And I have been told that this is pretty much what the weather in England is like during the winter. And I'm like, no. I like to have my 30 and 40 degrees on occasion. And I would definitely be appreciative of this kind of environment in the dead of fucking summer. I hate summer so much. Like the heat, it just brings out the worst in my stupid body. Like I get rashes for nothing, for no reason. I get hives during the spring, which this year it wanted to affect me, but it didn't as bad as last year. Was it last year or 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago, where took, I bought a leaf of aloe vera. I took that mug and I shaved the crap out of it. I took its stupid gelatin, whatever thing is inside it, I put it in a jar and I refrigerated it. And I used to wear that like it was my lotion all over my skin from how bad my skin just acts during the summer. I'm just not a summer built person, and that's a shame because I was born in August. So I was born in the wrong month, that's for damn sure. We get snow in Michigan. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. We only got one $1,200. Our friends in the UK get 80% of their income. They are capitalists just like us. I wish I knew more about certain European countries. Like freaking Norway, Sweden, Iceland. They tend to be healthy and happy. And yeah, just what makes that the case. I hear something about they get educated and they're able to afford this stuff because the government pays for it, but it's because people put money into that. Like their taxes actually go to the designated intended resources. Something like that. I know absolutely nothing. I haven't really researched deep about it. So I may be saying the truth. I may be saying a complete lie, misremembering stuff that I read years ago. But yeah, I mean, look at Sweden. They didn't have all this social distancing stuff, but it's not like they're the ones leading the world when it comes to issues. And then these fools be out there protesting that they want stuff to reopen. Like, you cannot even handle following instructions. So what makes you think that you're prepared to have the economy running again? Is running the economy the way we knew it really that important if everybody's going to be exposed to this thing and potentially die? Like, where are people's values? I know that the economy is important for our livelihoods, like to produce the stuff that we need to sustain ourselves, but when you have zero regard for other people's lives, that is what upsets me. So maybe this whole situation could have been contained, addressed sooner if we would have taken our proper measures, but ain't nobody thinking like that. We live such accelerated lives. Why? You ain't got nothing important to do. Yes, Merry Christmas. You hit the nail right in the head. Well, that's cool, Zimri. I got family that lives in the South. You want social programs? Where do you think the money will come from? Social programs equal higher taxes. Tax the people who have money. Those are the people who aren't getting taxed right. Like, sure, the people who don't have a lot of money can pay taxes, but it should be like a mediocre amount compared to the motherfuckers whose income and wealth increases by billions from a disaster. Why can't they not contribute extra or an even fairer share? We got all these lobbyists and stuff. Lobbying for what? For what? The government's got your back already. So, yeah, we live in such a phony place, you know? It just frustrates me and disappoints me. Uh, I like that words, values. See, when it comes to values, I I vaguely remember from history classes uh what the values were that this country was actually founded on back then versus how well they have held up by now. So, huh. Yeah. Yeah, I cannot think of what the original values were. I know that we were mad at King George for something. But something about the taxes. No taxes without representation. But shit. We don't even have a king, but look at what the idiot in chief said the other day. No, the power of the president is absolute. It's a complete, what is it, authority. It's completely from the president, the executive branch, yada yada. This mug doesn't understand about the balances, checks and balances. Like the judicial branch is not better than the executive branch, which is not better than the legislative branch. He doesn't understand harmony. Like this man just isn't presidential. But of course, people try to say that he was good for the economy, and I'm like, what guarantees me that the stuff that you were doing, your administration was doing, was actually the thing that was making the economy look good and not the actual seeds planted by the previous administration? Like you pretty much inherit the state of the country, so maybe the work from the previous administration is what helped you get to where you are, but it was the decision of someone else who helped your time look better. So maybe if I did some research on it, I would have that either confirmed or completely just blown out of the water. But I honestly think that that is the pattern. It tends to be the pattern. You inherit, just like you can inherit your circumstances from your parents, you can inherit a good state of the country from a previous administration. And then you can inherit a really bad one, but it will eventually start looking good because that predecessor started making good decisions. I'm not a lover of Obama. Like, I don't know anything that he did. I'm not a fan of him, but I do not feel like I was as badly stressed out as I am currently. And during the Bush era, I wasn't really grown, super grown yet to really know anything about him. But I just remember that stuff definitely was starting to happen during his reign. So maybe he is the reason that stuff led up to the 2009 stuff that we went through. You know. So anyway, you guys let me know what you feel about that. Uh Rich people gets all the money because they don't need it, but normal people get it worse because they are not rich. Yeah, like it's just insane to me that you actively, these people are bullies. There's no other words for it. Bullies. Hey, Red Miko, do the Trump hands too. Is this the Trump hand stuff that you talking about that you want me to do? This buffoon. You want to tax the rich more. What do you think are the ramifications? They move their labor elsewhere. China, Mexico, South America. Yeah, because fucking rich people have a tendency of just doing that. And we feel like we depend on these people for the productivity of the nation. Maybe we should focus on making sure that we don't need to depend on importing so much and we actually become more exporters and make sure that we actually start supporting our local communities. What is wrong with us supporting local communities? We have become so dependent on the convenience of whatever these great companies contribute. Now, let's pick Walmart, for example. These motherfuckers love to go to cities, towns, whatever. They will run those little businesses out of business. And then at some point, they can just decide, you know what? I am done sucking the life out of this community. I'm just going to pick up and go. And they take their jobs and they take everything with them. And then the community is left behind pretty much in shambles. But are you really telling me that you cannot repair from that? That you cannot recover from that? That an entire community just does not have a way of just picking themselves up and going forward? So maybe we should create some kind of rule or something that says, hey, you became rich out of the resources and the contributions of the United States of America. After you exceed this amount of gain, you cannot go fucking anywhere. You are married to this country. Your seats are planted in this country. You're not allowed to take your labor, your resources to another country. Limit them. Like, impose limitations on these people. Because the problem is that these people have been put in such position of power with so much control that they are like untouchable. Too big to fail. They are the ones who intimidate us. They're the ones who control us. Why can we not put rules on them? Like, it should be possible. Definitely possible. I don't see why not. But sometimes I feel like because these people lobby you, like you are involved with them personally, that's why you don't want to act against them. So, like, maybe that's a very, what can I say? It may not be the most intelligent answer that I can give to that question or most intelligent potential solution to the problem. But what I'm saying is that if this country made you rich, then you should stay married to it. You are committed to it. You're obliged to remain here and give back to the people here, to the country. And not be like, oh, well, I got all this money and all this power. Whoop, I'm just going to migrate and go fuck another country up. Like, no, no one, again, we allowed this to happen. Allow a crazy individual to have so much power. Crazy individuals, a very small number of people have too much power. Why are we afraid of, holding them accountable? Like, what does it take? What do we need? And whatever we need, why hasn't it been implemented yet? I cannot believe that people ain't thinking about this. And I'm sure that there's people out there thinking about it, but what is it that makes it impossible to act on it? Like, for real. I'm not convinced, put it that way. This is a huge wake-up call. We need values as a nation, not lies. Watch Peter Chef and Occupy Wall Street on YouTube. He goes deeper into it. It's fun to watch. How about this? Since I don't trust my computer, I am going to, oh crap, the phone that I need to use is the one I'm streaming from. So I am going to attempt to not close the window that I have on my desktop so that I can go on YouTube and place that as watch later, because if something is not in my watch later, I just ain't gonna remember, and that's terrible of me. Don't sign me out. Did you sign me out? Okay, good, because if this thing signed me out, my password is so freaking elaborate that I wouldn't be able to log in. Oh, Peter Schiff. Oh, here it is. He's the 5th person recommended. Or 4th person. Occupy Wall Street. Oh, found it. I am the 1%. Peter Schiff for 1% Occupy Wall Street. I'm going to add this one on my watch later. And the thing about it is that once someone gives me something that captivates me, I fall into this deep, dark hole. And I become obsessed and I start researching and clicking and clicking and clicking and continuing and watching. And I like that. And from the thumbnails and titles of these videos, I can tell that I'm gonna have a blast with this. Some of this happened 8 years ago. See, let me see if I can put this in a way that makes sense. I cannot worship companies because I understand what they do for the nation to a certain extent. I cannot claim to understand everything, but I feel like we treat these things like they are people. And remember Ronald Reagan, the worst president ever. Very easily. We're still suffering the consequences of the decisions that he made during his administration with his so-called renowned trickle-down economics. Somehow, I don't know what was in this dude's head, but somehow he thought, oh, well, by making sure that bigger companies have more money, well, they will trickle down to investing on their workers, and therefore, we're going to just see the economy shoot up. And that's totally how it works, because it's not like humans are greedy. No, definitely. These people will go reinvest in their workers and give back and this and that. But it turned out that that's not what happened. It turns out that these companies really did not invest back in the manner that we believed that they would. Because, of course, I guess human beings are not designed to be the giving kind. But let's treat companies like they are a relationship. I cannot think of them like they're the prize. Like for me, when I look at having a relationship, I always want to think of my man as he is my prize. And something about me thinking of him as a prize is not, it like helps me not take him for granted. It helps me value him, value his contributions to my life, how he makes my life better, enhances it, whatever. And I feel like when we put that kind of value into companies, to me it's just fucking weird, because a company is not something that is alive, yet it will still be there long after I'm dead. But companies give you a degree of security, but at the same time, they can still change your life without you agreeing to that. Like, say, if your employer decides that they're going to come up with a plan to give you shittier health insurance, they can totally do that. and they don't need to consult you about it. They can decide what your wage cap is. Like, say, we're going to decide that you, as someone who works in customer service, you can never exceed $10 an hour. Even if you've been working here for 25 years, you have an excellent record, you're great with customers, and etc. Like, these people can decide how much you can make in a certain position. And you might say, well, yeah, it's their company. They should be allowed to. But really, you keep telling people, like those who your employees, if you have any ideas to make the company better, any ideas to improve, whatever, we want to hear them. And I'm like, why the hell would I share with you all of my amazing ideas if I'm not going to be given the credit for it, unless I humiliate myself by going through the process of getting interviewed? And if I'm not the executive so and so of operations so and so such, I don't matter because I'm a nobody. Clearly my opinion matters to you because your creativity can only get you so far. And if I were to give you an amazing $1 million idea, you're going to capitalize off it, but you're never going to give me credit for it nor reward me. What incentive do I have to want to make your company better? No, what I'll do is I'll shut the hell up and I'll take my ideas and off site try to come up with something using my idea so that I can reap the reward of my effort. But companies try to make it seem like if you don't have them, then your life is over. Why? Why do we allow ourselves to be bullied like that? Isn't that awful? And unfortunately, because my family members are fuck ups, I inherited the life that I have now, which is I was at a financial disadvantage since my pretty much since my mother's days. I don't want to say that her parents screwed her over, but they definitely made certain decisions that, had they not done those decisions, they would have benefited from certain family assets. Let's put it that way. But of course, that had to be broken because, rebellion. So, I was put at a disadvantage. But if I were not in this position, I'm pretty sure that stuff would be a whole lot different. And my mindset would definitely be a whole lot different. But if, like I discussed in a video a while ago, if I was destined to still think in the manner that I think presently, I am pretty sure that I would be wrecking some shit right now in a good way. But I may create a separate video on that just to revisit it for old time's sake. Yeah, you have to do a little more research, my dude. Yeah, son. I mean, I never sit here and claim to know everything and understand everything. But there's some bullshit out there that I ain't swallowing. Zamri, I saw people wanted George Bush to be president again. Now things are super bad now. How do you guys feel about presidents being limited to 2 terms? What other countries do that? I feel like there are countries that you can actually be, what is it? President, governor, prime minister, or something for many, many, many terms. I think judges can be appointed for life, right? Why would the executive branch have that limitation? In fact, what made that limitation happen? I don't remember. I don't think it was always like that with the founding fathers. Or maybe the founding fathers were the ones who came up with that. I don't fucking know. I don't give a shit. Zamra just discovered another talent of yours. You can imitate voice. You made my evening. You're amazing. Have you seen my impression videos? I was making impression videos 2 years ago, or maybe last year. I think you should be able to find that by just typing Zamri impressions in the search bar. I made 3 videos, I think. I think my first one was my best one. But yeah, I have been told that I can do good impressions of people. I don't know where it comes from, but yeah, I got a little bit of skill going for me. So, JP, I am going to try to make that a little bit more of a routine just for your personal amusement. No, it's because they want to be rich. Hey, Zamri, LMAO. Yes, your Trump voice was pretty good. Well, maybe it also helps that I have a little bit of a raspiness going on. But ban them all. LOL, you're in for a treat. Dark holes, yeah, dark holes. It's called hypergamy. Interestingly enough, I was reading something earlier that had that word tossed around a lot. You know what you do at that point? You leave for a better gig or start your own company. Yeah, I would love to start my own company with like $300,000 given to me by my parents. That'll make shit happen immediately. Or say, sure, I'll start my own company when my sister fucked herself to the fucked her way to the top, along with us having like a very well known lawyer. Yeah, under those circumstances, I'll make shit happen immediately. Trickle down doesn't work. Not long ago, mega companies just got tax cut on basis that they will hire more and give raises. They did opposite. They fired workers. Example, GM thinks trickle down economy. Yeah, I am so sick of people saying that Reagan was the best president and that he left such a good legacy. No, you fuckers. No, it just bothers me so much. And the worst part of it is that one of the teachers that I respected when I was in high school, Reagan was his favorite. And at first I used to think, oh yeah, the way that high school is teaching me Reaganomics, it sounds amazing. But something about it was planted deep in my brain that told me, I feel like although this is school and most of what you learn in school ends up being irrelevant at this level, something tells me that I'll revisit this topic. Little did I know that me slaving away, being lower class, would help me understand that because it would actually affect me. Even though it's been, what, over 30 years since that mess? Or about to be? Shit, it's about to be 40 years because didn't that happen in the 80s? And we're already in the 2020s. So, unbelievable. Just like damage to the environment, the cost is generational. And this is no different. You're funny, Zamri, about the judges, I meant. But yeah, I've been usually after my shifts, what I end up saying is, fuck my life. And again, I don't want to make it sound like I'm ungrateful for what I have. I'm pretty sure that without a doubt, there's people out there who are suffering much more than me. And I'm actually in a considerable privileged position given the circumstances right now. But come on, it could be better. It could be better. And what I'm demanding is that it becomes better. And listen, just why? If you have the power to do so much good, because you have the resources, you have the power, you have the influence, why fucking wouldn't you? Why? Why? It would still keep you in your position of power to do it, helping others. What is it? Redirecting your personal resources and wealth. Like, you have the power to do so much good, but for some reason you don't. And to me, I've always been a believer that. Do I have a rash in my hand? It feels. Yeah, it's really dry. Whatever. I've always believed that that it is obscene that one person is more deserving of something just because of where they were born, or who they were born into, or what they were born into, the establishment of social classes and whatever. To me, if these rich people still stay in their positions of power, clearly they never really know satisfaction. They never feel like they've had enough wealth coming in to them. But I just cannot imagine a life in which I allow for people to continue to suffer, especially under my reign. Like, how can you be proud going to bed at night knowing that, say, places like Walmart and shit, even Kroger was trending earlier, because they're about to cancel some stuff on the 17th. That's what I was referencing earlier. Did I say it earlier? Anyway, in case I didn't, they're getting rid of their hazard pay for their employees. Like, you have so much resource to go around for everybody to make life better, and you just don't. And I've always been of the belief that these people, in their minds, I don't know how they think. I don't know these people personally, but it almost feels to me like they think that we don't deserve good things. Like, only they deserve to be living a good life and retiring early, or being bosses forever, and it's just crazy, you know? I love hearing you cuss, Zam. Well, fuck, fuckity, fuckaroo. Just like I saw in a video one time. I like your hair, Zamri. Well, thank you. I really had to tie it because I haven't brushed my hair in like 3 days. So, can any of you guys imagine me with dreads? I cannot, but I hear that they take a lot of maintenance and effort, and they might be fragile or something, so I'm kind of scared of it. But I have been told to try uh, having dreads because apparently it changes your personality a little bit. And I'm like, well, yeah, if I knew that my hair is gonna look crazy, it would definitely change my personality. but but yeah, um, yeah, yeah. Wow, you're pretty no matter what. You know, I got dreads. You got dreads? Miko, let's have a dreads conversation. The floor is yours. Tell us about dreads. The magic of dreads. Um, I hear that my boyfriend, way before I knew him, he had dreads. And some people who I definitely cannot picture having dreads had dreads. And this is probably going to be a really dumb question, but once you have dreads, how do you undread your hair? Do you have to literally trim all of it and let it regrow back to its natural state? That hasn't really been explained to me yet. But my boyfriend did say that he got a complete haircut after his dreads, so I'm assuming that's how it works. Um, but but yeah, dreads definitely look like they're really fragile, and that's what worries me. It's some stuff you can cut out. It's some stuff you can what out. I guess you mean cut. Cut it to take them out, but most times you cut them. Civics and economics. Our founding fathers didn't want that one man or woman should possess much power like monarchy. Checks and balance, also rebirth of new ideas and ideals. See, I guess our founding fathers could not see into the future enough to be like, maybe eventually the industrialization of our lives, our society, is going to bring about its share of challenges to where these things that we're implementing um, need to be protected somehow. So maybe our founding fathers were like, this is from a government perspective. but maybe they didn't think of how consumerism, pretty much, how much consumerism could give power to an individual. My family wants to be lux, but will use my real hair. Dreads for me is freedom. I love them, but where I am, some people get scared. Oh my God, yes. Like I used to like not really believe my boyfriend when he would say that, but he used to say that when he had them, first of all, he is a fitness craze. So you have this guy who's like dark skinned, buff, intimidating looking, and he's like, he doesn't even hurt flies. And and then on top of that, he has dreads, and we live in the South. So I feel kind of bad that I dismissed him back in the day. but but now I hear about this and I'm just mind blown. And interestingly enough, in other cultures, at least there's still some cultures surviving nowadays where the black image is actually the image that's the, let's call it, the most acceptable one, the most sought after one. But is it just my imagination and me being weird? But I feel like a lot of people try to be black, but no one wants to be what it means to be black. Like you want to be black, but not be black because of the struggles. Um, let's see. To better say this, I feel like black skin is perfect. That skin just doesn't fucking age. You know, like whereas I spend 2 minutes out in the sun and then whatever percentage of whiteness is in me, it's like, yeah, Zam, let's make you a white lady right now so that your skin can age much faster. So I'm definitely scared of being out in the sun, that's for sure. But there's people who I know who are like 70 and they barely look like they are past 40, you know? And culture, let's throw it in there, what they refer to as cultural appropriation. It's like, sure, we can come up with the coolest beats apparently, but somehow you still want to give credit to a white artist and push their careers more. You know, like, I don't know what people be planning or trying to do, but I definitely believe that inferiority complexes are rampant and they're pitiful, but we live in a society where that's what's cultivated, you know? Um, Disney, for example, Disney is what's raising our children. And then we end up with idealized, romanticized versions of historical events, like, for instance, Pocahontas. It's completely bizarre how they completely twisted that movie. If you want to have that kind of a movie, come up with your own original story of these two different race characters getting together romantically. But when you use names that are actually existent in history, and and you also pick the setting to be similar, then it almost sounds like you're trying to rewire the way people think. Didn't Joseph Stalin do that? Where he completely rewrote some books or something, and then you know, he pretty much changed how people were learning about something. Like that's almost what we're doing, or if not what we are doing, by letting TV and movies do the raising for us, you know? So anyway. Your boyfriend should join WWE. He's a big fan, but I'm pretty sure he's not interested in like breaking down physically like that. If just like I made a video about what I think it would be like to marry into royalty or something, which I'm pretty sure it's a terrible video, because I don't live in a country that has a king or anything monarchy related. But but being in a relationship with a wrestler would scare me because wrestling, even though it's supposed to be scripted and a performance, people still get hurt badly. Some people don't even come home. So if I had a boyfriend who worked in that industry, I would be worried. I would be depressed as well because how long are you going to be away from home? Like they spend a lot of time away from home. And if it's what makes him happy, I want to say I want to support him being in the sport, but I have to think about myself too. Um, so as much as I want to be supportive, if it's if it's something I cannot handle, I'll just be sincere. I'll be like, "Hey, I want to support you. I don't know how to. I don't want to tell you to give up your career if you want to keep me around and keep me happy." But it pretty much goes hand in hand with uh with military relationships. I have always said it and I will say it again. I wouldn't date someone who's in the military. Like, sure, I'm sure that the sacrifice is great depending on like what branch they go to or what division, whatever it's called, they go to. But that mess has so much control of your life. And I just don't think it's fair. That's not what I want for myself. Like, if I'm going to be dating someone or married to someone, I want to fucking see that person. I don't want to be alone. And I understand that, men don't have any problems with working, and that's great because I definitely do have an issue with working. I'm not designed to work, honestly. But it just stinks that if you end up pairing up with someone who doesn't match your personality in that aspect, I think the best thing is for you to part ways, you know? Because I don't deserve to. This app cannot run on your TV. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't deserve to sacrifice and pretend that I'm cool with something that deep down I'm not cool with, you know? So I'm not sure. Fortunately, I'm not in that situation. But if my boyfriend were to tell me, hey, I want to join the military full time, I'll be like, good to meet you. It's been a pleasure. Go on, do your thing. But I'm gone. Even if it meant that I wouldn't have to work another day in my life and I'll have a lot of benefits, like soldiers get all these goodies. I can't lie, I'm going to be miserable. Like, I am depressed because I'm lonely, like 95% of the time. So, why would I be paired up with someone who's going to guarantee that my situation stays that way? And sure, pump children into me. And sure, I'll have the house with kids. But no, I want a man with me. Thank you, Zambri. I'm 30 years old. People look at me like I'm 17. When I see you on Twitter, I always think that you're 18 years old and 17 years old. And I'm like, wow, this guy is actually older than me. But somehow I look more beat up. Like, I'm not trying to say that people who are 30 years old are like beat up or anything. Not at all. I'm just saying that I'm beat up because I work and I go to bed like at 2 a.m. It's already 20 minutes till 1 for me. And now is my brother aging well? He's a little past 30. I would say my brother's looking alright. I feel like he's looking better than me. Shit. Which means that, if I look beat up, then I guess my sexual market value keeps going on the decline. I miss when I was like in my early 20s. My skin was smooth and I didn't break out as much. I didn't have I could smile and I didn't look like I had like the feet of hens in the corner of my eye, wrinkles, facial dryness. Shit, I can't even grow a mustache because my hormones are so out of whack. Nah, not really. I do have those little hairs though that are like they call them whisker hairs where they just grow, and apparently that's a sign of bad hormones, which that's not a secret. I mean, it's not like I don't have a damn cyst growing on my left ovary or anything. I don't know the situation with that. That was discovered when I was 17 years old, and the doctor at the time just told me to keep an eye on it because it'll either go away on its own, like the normal cycle, part of being a woman, or it might grow and turn into something malignant if I don't keep an eye on it. And of course, I was 17, I couldn't keep an eye on it. So nowadays, now that I'm getting older, that's when I feel the symptoms. Even when I'm not on my period, I have pain. So something is happening in my insides, and I have all of the symptoms, but we ain't gonna worry about it. Oh crap, what did I click on? Okay. Oh, wait, what does this button do? I don't have this on my phone when I stream. Oh! Oh, this says put user in timeout. What would it be like to put someone on timeout? Does it just give you like 15 minutes of timeout? Does it block you from the stream? I'm not gonna pick on any of y'all to find out what that does, but it's weird. I've never noticed those buttons before. Anybody dating a cop, it's the worst. Nothing wrong with it. It's just too much worrying. That is exactly what my mother did. Not only was my father a cop, but he was also a pilot. Not only was he a cop and a pilot, but he was also a captain of ships. Well, maybe not ships. I think he just stuck to like smaller vessels. But anyways, my father pretty much liked everything dangerous, and then my mom was like, fuck me, right? So yeah, it's not fun to live in anxiety. And as someone who was born during a time when anxiety surrounded me, I'm looking for peace, you know? So that's why I say that a lot when I'm on the channel. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm looking for peace. I'm just really looking for the simplest life ever. And I honestly cannot tell you what my definition of success would be beyond not having to fucking work for someone else. But when it comes to like my personal life, I just want a relationship that works. Mutual respect, mutual desire. I don't want to say mutual goals. I feel like that's selfish. You can have different goals, but don't let them get in our way to where it cannot be managed harmoniously. Does that make sense? Like, say, if I decide that I want to become a journalist and a writer and all of the things that interest me, you'll be supportive of it. You don't have to love it. You don't have to be with me on my show, but at least be like, hey, I'm proud of all your achievements, all your accomplishments. But I feel like there are people out there who you resent your partner's success because you want to be at the top, you want to have the power, you want to remain dominant. And why do you have to be that way? Why do you feel like you have to exert force and power upon another person, another human being? I cannot look at it that way. And I have been in relationships where I have been treated that way, which is, I am the man in this relationship. I'm like, you're the man. Psh, well, I'm the woman, and there's actually man in the word woman, so fuck you. But at the time, unfortunately, I hadn't thought about things and to the extent that I have thought about them now. And I definitely lacked a lot of self-respect. But again, I needed that experience for me to realize that I lacked that. And now I just cannot imagine a life in which I let that happen to me again. Um, let's see. I'm sorry you're lonely. With we are with you. Most of all, God is with you. And I miss having company at my house when everything is normal. Yeah, like, to be honest with you, I feel like I was born lonely. Because when I was a kid, I just didn't have friends. I can count the number of times I had friends over, and I can count the number of times I went to visit people. But I feel like my personality just doesn't do me any favors because I like company, but I like for the group to be small, preferably one on one. Um, I like to have a lot of me time and alone time, but I don't like for that to be my bread and butter. I work with the public, but at the same time, I hate being in that setting because, again, I don't get enough one on one. I would rather get to know one person very, very well and spend a grand deal of time with them as opposed to having multiple personalities every single day. The routine is not predictable. Like, it's not a routine, it's unpredictable. That's what I mean. And I feel like those kinds of settings just give me so much anxiety. And I really cannot put into words what that's like. But socially, I'm just not very gifted. The only way I'm gifted is in a setting where I have control of it. Like, say, when I come here and I stream, sometimes I get new people who show up in the comments. They don't intimidate me because at the end of the day, I have power here. I'm like, well, this is what the topic is. Sure, it'll definitely get sidetracked like it always does, but it gets sidetracked in a way that I can tolerate because you guys who are here, present here, I am cool with, I'm comfortable with, I enjoy your presence. But out there in the world, when I'm wearing a uniform, helping people, I cannot be myself. And if only I could be in a setting where I am empowered to be myself no matter what, as opposed to the company trying to say, no matter what, we stand with our employees. But in reality, you don't. So maybe that's what I like the most, the fact that in this kind of setting, I'm perfectly fine. I can decide when to leave. I can decide how long to be somewhere, how long to be discussing one aspect. I can dismiss anybody if I want to. In person, I do that too. If you're full of shit, I will just turn around and leave you talking by yourself, even if it's rude. I have done that. I don't make a habit of it, but what I'm saying is that the social setting for me to be sociable just has to be perfect for me. It almost feels like there has to be some kind of ritual that needs to be done. And when I put it like that, it may almost sound like I'm not even fun to be around. I guarantee you that I can be pretty entertaining. Like, I'm definitely full of humor. You just never know what goofy thing I'm going to come up with. But I can only do that with folks I'm close with. Family, if you're my boyfriend or someone I'm just generally tight with. There's people at work who I'm tight with and I'm definitely pranking them too. But that setting welcomes that. Whereas if you're a complete stranger, that cannot happen. It just cannot happen. Let's see. Some men like seeing the veins showing, and that comes of older women. Is that something you're into? No, I'm just playing. To me, the weirdest fetish will always be feet. Like, I was emailing someone and I was telling them something like, I just cannot imagine a life in which I, like, conscious and full control of my senses, and I go, damn, I could go for my motherfucking boyfriend's foot right now, you know? Like, I just cannot imagine being like that. Feet are just crusty and dirty and shit. Even the Rona likes to hang out on the floor. And what else? And they're just crusty. You stand with your feet, of course. So I feel like they're great. I like feet. Like I like what feet do, but intimately, no, no, just no. I think my face is very far away from my feet for a reason. Because maybe I would be doing all the walking with my face, you know? But that's not how things work. I don't know how worms do it. I don't care to know how worms do it. But just for real, feet, um, it's not like the sight of feet grosses me out unless you have like some fucking yellow rotting teeth or something extreme. And even then, just because I find that ugly and disgusting, I'm not going to be squeamish about it. But like I cannot imagine me being wild about feet. Like just don't caress my feet, don't touch my feet, don't kiss my feet, don't eat my feet, don't lick my feet, and we're gonna be okay. Wow, that's cool. Your dad did brave. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about now. You're still in your prime years. I can never misspell peas because I love peas. Whoa, man. I wish I knew you back in the 90s. Will be on. You, I think I'm falling victim to the trend of 90s nostalgia because I've been going back and looking up 90s commercials, shows that I used to watch in the 90s, like certain Power Rangers. I haven't watched any episodes like that, but I have been typing on Twitter search bar what people say about shows from back then to see if they felt the same way I did, if they watched the same stuff I did, if they rooted for the same people I did, stuff like that, mundane stuff like that. I miss you. I'm so glad to see you. Hey, J Star, good to see you too. I kind of remember him. Why is my online memory so bad? They say something about humans can only handle getting to know 150 people. But if you guys dedicate so much time to me, watching me and leaving me with sweet comments and all the good stuff that you guys do for me, then why can I not, do something as basic as just remembering your name, remembering your contributions, and nice to see you. Let's see. This scroll bar sucks. I should really invest on one of those mouse thingies that operate without cords. Because this computer is just terrible. It keeps saying that I'm running out of disk space and I have nothing in it. All I have is iTunes without music. Nothing wrong with feet. There's nothing wrong with feet. I'm just saying that, on an intimate point of view, just don't be weird about it. Don't be weird with feet. Do you guys know for a fact that feet is something that guys tend to love more than girls? I have never heard of girls talking about feet. I'm not saying that they ain't out there, but I'm just saying that I've never heard of female foot fetishes. You guys let me know. But if you are one of those extreme fanatics of feet, what attracts you about feet? Help me attempt to perceive attractiveness from a male perspective, because as a girl, I don't fucking get it. I don't get what about feet is pretty. Do you like toes? Do you like that there's a fat finger? The fat toe? Do you like that some girls get pedicures like every day, so like they're just smooth, and you like the color of fingernails? I doubt that's the reason. Um, but what about feet is so attractive to you? I legit don't get it. I can tell you about why I don't like them, which I did a few moments ago, but just to recap, I think they tend to be super dry. You need to put an obscene amount of lotion on them. God forbid if you get athlete's foot, that mess stinks. It's never really happened to me. But my feet occasionally do sweat a lot. So when I feel that, no matter what, I try to take a break and take my shoes off and socks off and just let my feet breathe and whatnot. But nails, I mean, I don't even like fingers on my hands, like to like when I'm eating food or something and then try to like suck the residue off my fingers. I don't do that mess. Um, so yeah, just what is it? Please, you guys, tell me what is it? You guys are not typing fast enough. Women know we like to romance feet. That is why they paint their toenails and wear toe rings. That's actually one of the stuff that I sold because my mom had some. And to be fair, I never saw her wearing them. But just because I didn't see it doesn't mean that she wasn't wearing them. I remember that she used to wear anklets. And that was nice. Like those little bracelets that go on your ankles. So, yeah. But why do you like to romance feet? You still have not answered my question, and I am demanding an answer on my show. Maybe we should create a feet video. Do not ask for me to record my feet. There's only one video that features my feet that I can remember, and that is the video of me and the Dustinian. He was like chilling right next to me on the floor, and I started patting him with my feet. And some people really took kindly to that, and I was like, oh, I was completely oblivious about the fact that there's weirdos in the internet. I mean, it was nothing bad. Some guys were just like, I really like this video because feet, and a cat, and this and that. I think that's how I titled it to feet, a foot, and a cat or something. But most of you also said something like, if I tried that on my cat, he would completely be like, what the fuck, and scratch me and hate me or something. So, yeah. Dusty's cool. He's a weirdo, but he's cool. Let's see. Oh god, I am seeing a video coming up on autoplay that's from my channel. People's perception on you moving on from your beginnings. I remember that video. I said something like, that was a month ago. I said something like, yeah, why do people hate on the fact that you are branching out from your beginnings? That's what life is about. The last video I made prior to this one, Zam rediscovers the Motorola Pink Razor. You know what? I get a feeling that YouTube is doing that thing again where it's withholding a lot of comments for me to like approve. My goodness, I have gotten fat as fuck. I mean, look at that thumbnail from me on the air crash survivors. And yeah. Come on, Jim. Why do I depend on you so much? But honestly, I was getting fat even before the gym closed. And it's what stress does to you, man. You just stop eating right, you stop sleeping right. Fast food was killing me. I'm not supposed to be eating a lot of that stuff anyway. No human being should. But I was so stressed and tired and physically sick from work that I just said, fuck it. But I'm definitely going to regain control. Oh look, one of Dusty, my cat making plans with my beef jerky. disappointed instead. Uh, I never knew that I would be making videos like 10 years ago. But it's cool that I am making it because it's been a trip and an experience. I really, really, really am so bad at this. Like, where did my scroller go? Oh god, I went away. Okay, you guys are gonna have to bear with me because I clicked on something that I shouldn't have. Like, I think I pressed the arrow button and then that makes you go to another video. If you're not playing. Usually it fast forwards, but now it just stays stuck. Okay, I'm back. I am back, but I don't see the comments. What have I done? Okay, here they are. It just took me a minute. Now the chat disappeared and it's loading. Okay, welcome to live chat. Remember to guide your privacy. Women love to be treated like a queen. I would say so, yeah. Now, I don't have any objections with guys treating their girls like, like they're the center of their universe and whatnot. But what I do object is with women who take advantage of that. Like, that becomes your expectation. Oh, my husband or my boyfriend is not giving me what I'm used to. I'm not happy. Like, girl, it's okay for things to not go your way on occasion. Like, when was the last time you did something for your man, you know? I actually don't know. It is just, I guess, in our DNA. You know how men like women with like big hips or something? Because apparently that is a sign that she's really fertile or something. What about feet makes it intriguing and captivating? I just cannot think of it. Maybe the answer to that is more obvious than I'm letting it be, but I don't know. I like to think about it critically, independently, before I start researching something. I mean, I could just Google it, but I don't want to. I want to see what I can come up with. Feet. Shit. Yes, sir, JP. The 90s, so much fun. The toys and everything. Yes, that's when our liberties were at best. Yes, the 90s was safer too. TV was safer. Yeah, when it comes to the 90s, we didn't have this overly sexualized culture that we have nowadays. Music was a little bit different though. Music was beginning to get contaminated with that mess by the late 90s. Oh, I understand now. So when you're in desktop, you have the live chat, but then if you go to the other side and you add a public comment, that is the comment that permanently stays posted. But then during the replay, these comments will load up, but it'll look kind of funky. I remember a time when I asked folks back in 2016, hey, how do I find comments that happen during live or whenever the heck my first live stream was? And then they said, oh yeah, those get lost. So I got in the habit of reading every single comment. And now I realize that they actually can come back. You just need to find them somehow. So yeah, here's the public comment section, which usually stuff gets held for review. Don't mind me, I just don't do this often. Like, I never have desktop in front of my face when I'm streaming. And this is like another planet for me. Can I super chat myself? Show your support for Zamrief. What is a super sticker? Let's see what a super sticker is. You guys are about to see some crazy shit. Oh, you actually have to pay for a super sticker? That is insane. There's the $2 one. That's a pair with glasses saying, hey, you. There's the cool one. I guess these are supposed to be animated emojis. Well, it did have the word animated on it. You guys, let me explore this shit. I'm never here. So let me see what this is about. How's it going? These have preset prices. Like there's some $2 ones. I guess, is it possible for someone to just send like a cent via super chat? Because here, like, you ever try to do an electronic transfer to like a friend or family and you need to have minimum of $10? Or like if you're going to pay a bill online, it says that you can only pay like minimum of $10. Maybe this is the same way. You shouldn't send anything lower than $2 because the lowest I see is $2. But when something is preset, is to try to encourage you to spend more. Then $3 ones, $4 ones. How far does it go? $5, $10, $10, $20, $50. Holy shit. Just perfect. They did a pun. They spelled it as Pearfect. Perfect. I remember when I was little, I was like, Mom, I want pears. 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 I was stupid as a kid. This pear is just a classic surf dude. He's his own biggest supporter and hands down the most self-confident piece of fruit you will ever meet. Ah, that's crazy. What are these? Game over next time. These are hippos. We have a 8-bit hippopotamus that says 1 up. And then we have a Speedy Gonzalez looking one. KO, wrecked it. Has anyone ever in the history of YouTube ever used those? Wouldn't surprise me. There's some kind of Transformers here. Oh, there's cat ones. Let me see the cat ones. The cat is a ginger and not a tabby. I'm so disappointed. That's cat cyst. Anyway, let's see what's here. I cannot tell what that figure is, but it's odd. I wonder if I were to... No, I can't do that. I just answered my own question. Biggest fans. Huh. What is this question mark? What does that do? Connect with your favorite creators and show support. When you buy a super sticker, you can show your thoughts and feelings using fun, colorful image. The more you spend, the longer your sticker stays at the top of the feed. Plus, the creator earns a share of your purchase. Yeah, I think YouTube keeps like 40% of anything that people donate through this thing. This was as of 2 years ago. So maybe policies have changed and I haven't been here much. Isn't that crazy, you guys? There's like a price for everything. Yeah. You have Twitter, JP. I don't. You know what? I'm always surprised that people don't find Twitter as captivating as Instagram or Facebook. To me, Twitter is my preferred. It's just cleaner for me. Facebook, it is impossible for me to load it using my desktop. It loads so slow because you're getting bombarded with so many ads. And the Instagram, I hate it. I hate it, hate it, hate it. Because you need to like post a picture or a video with every post or something. Whereas Twitter is like, I look at Twitter as you're texting, but in a public sector. And then Facebook, Honestly, the only reason I keep my Facebook around is because I need somewhere for my pictures to go. I don't want to have flash drives or external drives to just store pictures, you know? I think it's silly. And I like adding pictures because like it's infinite. What is the end of Facebook? Like emails have you can only have so many gigabytes of data in there. I think it's 10, might be more. But then again, emails are really small. But when you have files and stuff, YouTube, honestly, if I didn't have YouTube, there's no other place where I upload videos to. YouTube is the best place for me to upload videos to. So if something were to happen to YouTube, I'm not about to re-download all this mess and try to upload it to like Facebook. Like, I still have pictures in MySpace that I was trying to transfer to my Facebook because I'm obsessive like that. I like for everything to be in just one place. But yeah. Uh, let's see. What does this button do? Custom emojis. You guys ever find that weird that, okay, this says that the number of characters that can go in comments is that a 200? Because, hold on. The settings that I have with my HDMI cable are so terrible that it kind of cuts off the bottom. Oh, it did that thing where it shifted. Anyway, 200 characters. It's actually very quick to go through. Give me your Facebook name so I can show you. No promoting in my side. No, I'm just playing. You guys can do whatever you want. Okay. YouTube emojis. That's odd. Is it bad that I don't recognize any of these symbols? I recognize the stupid buffering button. That's annoying. What does that look like? Does that look like on my phone? Nah, it wouldn't show up on my phone. Did it send? I don't think it sent. How can I tell if it's sent? Okay, I see it here, but I don't see it here. Okay, I just see it here now. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, you guys, don't mind me. To me, again, I feel like I have just crash landed on Earth. And I'm just trying to figure my way around. Do any of you guys know HTML? I mean, that used to be so relevant back in the day. I remember in MySpace, I used to type a couple on those little boxes to customize my profile. And then there were websites that created MySpace wallpapers and banners and stuff. And I always thought, wow, I should learn that stuff because that'll change my life. These people are artists. And now here I am, like, lolling at it. This is the way we ball. I miss playing basketball so much. Okay, these are exactly the same emoji that you have in your phone. I remember a time when emoji felt like they were exclusive to Apple. Or maybe not exclusive to Apple, but like certain designs were. Is there something in here that's not in my phone? Do we have a scorpion emoji? I don't think it does. My iPhone 6, like, no longer can be updated with new software. It stopped at 13 something. And I know we are way past iOS, whatever iOS I'm on. We haven't found an emoji? Huh, I've never seen that before. But then again, there are some emoji that have been in my phone for a while, but although I have swiped through all of them, I still don't catch them. Now, what I like is that this tells me what the name of the emoji is. Like, this one's called the black square button. This is called the wheel of Dharma. It looks like a captain's wheel. Is that what they call the captain's wheel? The wheel of Dharma? Huh. Gee. Is that a burner? Control knobs. Huh. To me, it looked like a kitchen burner, like your stove's burner. I am so bad at this. Look, the golden CD is the DVD. And then this is the optical disc. She. We need an emoji of a flip phone. Set no one ever. Let me see how it looks here. Yep. Yep. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Hi, Zambri. I pushed the wrong button. Sorry. Wrong button on what? What did you do, Jordan? Let me scroll up and see what your bat boy did. You bat boy. Oh. All I have is Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Zambri Hugs. I never heard of that. Ooh, what's in here? What's this thing? Are these flags? These are probably flags. You guys, I have such a major, like, I'm terrible with remembering flags. Particularly the ones that have the horizontal cross. Like, there's the flag that has the red rectangle with a blue cross. Is that Norway, Finland, Sweden? I think Sweden is the blue background with the yellow cross. And then there's another country that has... Fuck, I don't remember. I think there's one that's like red background with the white cross. But there's the square-shaped one that's Switzerland, isn't it? I really tend to forget. I left the channel by mistake. Huh. I really cannot tell when people leave. I know that people leave when the number of like people watching the number changes, but it's not like if your window closes, something happens on this end. It stays the same. Ooh, what do they call this? They call this one ice cream. That is shaved ice. Ooh. I always thought that that was like the same as yogurt. You know, these pictures are so tiny in your phone that you can barely tell what they say. This says shallow pan of food. Fuck me. Ooh, let's look at the animals. Do you guys think dragons were real? I remember seeing this documentary that be talking about how they used to have like hydrogen in their teeth or something. And I'm like, dragons were not real. What are you talking about? Speaking of things not being real, I feel like everything used to be ginormous way in ancient times. Like, you guys ever hear of that species of salmon that used to be as big as humans? They're extinct now. But I'm like, what happened to the giants that walked this planet, that roamed the earth? Like, I think in the Bible, no, that's a lie. I don't think I have seen anything about giants in the Bible. Just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not there, because I haven't read all of it. But I remember seeing this video of how it is believed that there had to be human giants to like move boulders around in ancient times because people don't know how that stuff got moved given the known recorded technology from the time. So yeah, what do you guys think about that? And then they have been finding bones of like humans that were gigantic. And then, we occasionally get people who are like 7 feet tall. So yeah, what do you guys think? I personally think seems legit. Ah. I'm trying to roll over the buttons that I never know the names of when I see the emoji, and I'm like, oh wow. I love this one. This one says family, woman, woman, girl, girl. I guess that's just the coding for it. Family, man, man, boy, boy. And then this one goes two women holding hands, two men holding hands, couple kiss, couple with heart, family, family, man, woman, girl, family, man, woman, girl, boy, family, man, woman, boy, boy, family, man, woman, girl, girl. Shit. Hey, what is that head with the sound on it? Speaking head. This is the one I'm talking about. I mean, the name of it is basic, but it's odd. Old woman. If you also type grandma, it does suggest that emoji. So, ooh, and then this one. It took me forever to figure out the name of that one, but it's the Japanese goblin. But here, it's coded as just goblin. And then this one is supposed to be the ogre. Strange. Family matters. Yes, representation. Oh, look at my name coming up all gold and yellow. And I have a crown. I have a crown. Where are you guys' crowns, huh? Huh? If Ollie were here, his name would come up blue with the little, is that a screwdriver or something? Because I made him a moderator a long time ago. Why is he my moderator? He's never here. I am not sure about dragons. I know giant squids still exist. Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that long time ago. Something in my biology class. Okay, let me do some scrolling and go back to what you guys are actually commenting, because now I've been fooling around with this thing and now I've been falling behind. Okay. This message is held for review. My Twitter is Jordan King 77, Instagram Jordan 777774444, and my Facebook Jordan Smith. Sure, let's show that. I don't know why YouTube gotta be all sensitive about what my people be saying in my comments. Shit. Well, thank you. I love ice cream. Of course, dragons are real. It's in the Bible. Satan is the dragon. Really? Huh. Oops. I am not sure about dragons. I know giant squids still exist. Yes, giants was on earth, humans and animals and demons, and when Adam and Eve fell into sins came on earth. That's when everything turned small to normal size, is all in the Bible. I sort of remember seeing a verse about that, come to think of it. Isn't that crazy though? If dragons are supposed to be satanic, we definitely do like to We tend to be fascinated by them. Like for sure, if a character like if I can pick a dragon as my symbol or character or something in games, that's definitely what I go for usually. And of course, in Mulan, Mushu is my favorite character. But that's everybody's favorite character. Ooh, what is this? 8 spoked asterisk. What is the thing next to it? The sparkle. Huh. Oh yeah, what the heck is this thing? A double curly loop. When would you use that? Yeah. I think they should consult me about the emojis that I want and would use. Because let's face it, most of these I will never use in my life. I remember a time I tried to challenge myself to tweet things just to have a reason to use every single emoji in the emoji dictionary. But of course, I failed miserably. Yeah, I think this is the thing that comes up next to moderators' names. The wrench. Here we got the nut and the bolt. Here we have the metal gear with the metal in the gear. The 2 legs, nuclear missiles, and the what. I know nothing about welding or construction, so I wouldn't know that this is the clamp. Clamp, clamp. I am having too much fun with this. I have, in fact, been here the whole time. Ollie! He's alive! Isn't that cool? I be talking trash about my best friend and he just calls me out. Well, goddammit, say something. You're telling me that this whole... How long have I been here, y'all? 141 minutes. Translate that into hours. You've been there just sneaky and shit. That's why I got trust issues. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. Ollie, you need to put the devil emoji next to your name now. Nah, don't do that. I mean, as a religious person, that might kind of spook me a bit. But anyway. I cannot believe this fucking stream turned into me exploring emojis on YouTube. I'm pitiful. But anyway, I'm having fun. It would be cool if emoji had sounds when you click on them. This one would certainly go. See, they don't call the guard the beef eater. You know, with the dead monkey that they be wearing on their hats or something. They removed the gun emoji and gave us the scrap. I remember when that shit happened. We used to have a full blown pistol and now they changed it to a plastic gun. I don't know why I find that hilarious. Hey everybody, we should have an emoji war. This is like playing Pokemon but with emoji. Or maybe one day we should create a stream in which we try to tell a story using emoji, or the comment section can throw emoji at me and then I try to tell a story. Kind of like, you ever at a theater, in a theater class or something, you ever have someone act out mannerisms and you try to like narrate that shit? Maybe you guys should embarrass me and like one day we'll create a stream and we'll have like an emoji storytelling type of deal. With that ridiculous bearskin helmet. Yes, indeed. I will never forget how much I laughed the day that Ollie said to me that those men are called beef eaters. And I guess I had too much fun with it because eventually my phone suggested to me, I went on YouTube and it suggested to me a video of a fucking guard passing out. And I felt so bad. I'm like, you're miserable doing that. You're in close proximity. Hey, do beef eaters keep 6 feet of distance? Is that 2 meters in English metric system? I don't want to say it's English. I want to say it's the metric system that everywhere except the United States uses. Oh, YouTube has its own exclusive emoji. This one is called Oops. This one is called the Stay Home. I guess this is for the COVID. There goes the... I have busted the monetization in this stream for the 6th time now. Which is a shame because this probably would have gotten me like 10 cents given the audience present. This one says hydrate, which I certainly have not done during this entire stream. And I can feel it. Let's see. This is the thinking face. This is the hugging face. I like hugs. Yeah, it's about 2 meters. Okay, cool. 2 meters. See, when you spell it like that, it's interesting. You guys ever try to say liters as liters? Yeah, it's about 2 meters. Oh, by the way, if the person who was saying that I made good impressions earlier is still here, I totally did a video in which I imitated Ollie and it was terrible. But yeah, I totally like imitating him. Upon what are you basing this assumption? This is the tumbler glass. Make no mistake of the tumbler glass. Wait. Field hockey. That looks more like a cane to me. I was like, what is this, old people sports? This is called the cricket game. This is a ticket. And this is admission tickets. Yeah, multiple kinds of tickets. Tickety tickets. You know, do these little masks have an official name? They're called performing arts under the emoji code. But do they have an official name? Like, I don't know, like the Japanese goblin? I've never known the name of that. This one's called person playing water polo. This almost reminds me of, you ever watch a movie, I'm about to say an abomination, but do you ever watch a movie with subtitles and then, depending on which ones you pick, in brackets, it'll say grunts, wheezing, classical music plays, startled, groans, mumbles, whispering. That mess irritated me so much as a kid when I would see it. This is what this is making me feel like. You get the names of the emoji. It goes colon, Virgo, colon, colon. And this is what that is. This one says biohazard. time I see this little white flower, or this little flower right here, usually it's associated with the name Sakura. Yes, I do that, Zambri. Those are the comedy and tragedy masks. Okay, so is that what they're actually called? Like happy mask, sad mask, tragedy mask? Um, like I know what they are. It's like back in the day when you needed to like have that visual. Oh crap! No, no, don't crash, don't crash. Oh, it is crashing. Anyway, for visual effects sake or something. Oops, your browser seems to have cookies disabled. Fuck you, cookies. Cookies make you fat. Don't encourage me to consume internet cookies. This means I'll probably need to sign in again, right? Right, right. Oh, fuck my life. Okay, well, I'll just come back to the stream and then I guess I cannot send you guys emojis anymore because it signed me out. I'm a sad cookie. I live a sad, sad life. Oh god, that's what I look like when I am looking at the screen. Okay, let me see. I'm back in the comments. Okay. Gerda, whatever you sent, I only see it as squares up here. That's interesting. We need COVID emoji. I don't know why that cracked me up. You know what? It should be... Hold on. In fact, I'm going to give you all the COVID emoji. Except that this is not my phone, so it's going to take me a while to put it together. But you guys hang tight. I'm going to create the COVID emoji. Except that I lost my button, so now I don't know how to go back to the emojis. Oh my god, what have I done? Okay, give me a second. What is that blue screen? Oh, for the love of God. Okay. Aha. Okay. So let me try. Come on. Come on. Okay. That took a while. Let's see. My computer ain't having any of what I'm doing. In fact, it has actually impressed me with how well it's done. Mugen! If it isn't Mugen! Hey, Mugen! It's so good to see you. I remember him. Wait. Did I pass it? I passed it. You know what? This is definitely not working like I want it to work out, so I might just do a little something. I'm gonna go here. Wait, is my stream streaming 2 times? That's wild. Is my stream? It has a feedback. Anyway, so what I was trying to do is that, and then that. Except that on my phone, it doesn't let me stack them. What a shame. Anyway, so there we go. I have just created the Rona emoji. Badumts. Okay, let me scroll to the top. Uh, let's see. Yes, I did. I once watched Air Force One on Netflix, and you didn't fucking invite me? What is wrong with you? You have changed. Just kidding. And whenever the terrorist said anything, all the subtitles said was speaking in Russian. Yes, when I watched it with my brother, yeah, that was the last movie I saw because my brother, he can't hear so well. So he uses subtitles. And yeah, it does that. Speaks in Russian. X Men United, X-Men 2 says that too. It goes speaking German. Matter of fact, back in 2003 when I bought that movie for DVD, that was the first time I ever noticed that because I got curious and I was like, ooh, French subtitles. Ooh, English subtitles. And yeah, and I saw that mess and I'm like, that's not what the actor is saying. I was so stupid as a kid. I wouldn't have minded, but it's important to the plot. I'm not entirely sure. They were used in various modes of theater throughout history, from Greek tragedy to commedia dell'arte. Commedia dell'arte. Italian, I think. Not sure they have a more universal name. Yeah, that's definitely Italian. That's not French. Is it French? It's not French. It could be. Jordan says, you guys get ready for this. He says, black heart, black heart, black heart, black heart. Red heart, red heart, red heart. Hugging face, yellow star, yellow star, yellow star. Laughing face, burger, burger, fries, baguette, cooking egg, raw egg, punch to the face, fire. Is that an onion? I think that's an onion. And I forgot the name of that pot that's narrow. What was it? Shallow pot. Black heart. You say my name right. So many do not. I did? Oh, I was just trying to put what is it? My flow to it. Muggin. I bet you most people say muggin. Muggin. Megan. Do people call you Megan? If they call you Megan, I'm sorry. Muggin. Muggin. Well, if it isn't muggin, you gave it a crown. Yeah, you gotta give it a crown because this is the crown pathogen of 2019. That's my movie. The Air Force One thing was before we met. Oh. Why did it take you so long to meet me, dude? Keep it together. Oh, man. If you guys don't know, Oli and I, like, we talk a lot, and 99% of our conversations is just me bullying him. Hey, Jimmy! Oh, my TV says that it wants to shut down. No, 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 no. Boom! How you doing, Jimmy? So good to see you. Sorry for the punch face. Is that really a punch face? What does YouTube call it? Let's look it up on the emoji dictionary. See what it says. The punching face. It's probably a fist bump. Or just fist. But it's definitely a punching face. Oh, it says oncoming fist. Everybody, allow me to introduce you to the oncoming fist emoji. What a ridiculous ass name. Now this is called the raised fist. Knock, knock, knock. Now this is raised back of hand. In other words, a backhand slap to the face. She. Yes, they call me Muggin. 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 Morgan. I'm good. It's good to be here. It's good to have you here, matter of factly. Uh, Jordan says, oh, laughing face, laughing face. Jordan says, laughing face, laughing face, laughing face, laughing face, laughing face. You're funny. Now, okay, I know. To make it better, I must keep a computer voice. How can I do that? Let's say something like Jordan Smith, space, laughing face, laughing face, laughing face, laughing face, laughing face. You're funny. And then Jimmy Boy said, I'm good. It's good to be here. Something like that. I wish I could do a good impression of a robo voice, because I think that mess is hilarious. Like TFS did a good number with the androids when they go like, hello, Dr. Jero, how are you today? Mugen. Ever watch Samurai Champion? It is pronounced the same way as the wild hair break dancing samurai. No, it doesn't sound familiar. Can't say I've watched it. Champloo. Le Champloo. Have I seen Champloo? I have not seen Champloo. No, it doesn't sound familiar. Not at all. I got 4 notifications. Let me see what my notifications say. Insane James commented 22 hours ago. Car emoji. What is that emoji? I don't know the name of that emoji. Hold on. Let me consult the emoji shinnery and see what that's about. Oh god, how do I close notifications? Close, close. Oh no, I did that thing again where I kicked myself out. What? What? Anyway, I won't be able to find it in time. Let's see. This is actually a reply to a comment that I left in a video. I sat through 2 hours of me watching a baby gestating. Don't judge me. But it's a documentary by National Geographic or something. Oh, look at me. I was so young back then. This was like 3 years ago. I think this is the interracial relationships one. No, this is the biracials are automatically black video question that I did. Someone commented, in black majority countries like South Africa, mixed race people who identify as black in the US or other such white majority countries will not be recognized as black. I remember that. I forget whom I was having a conversation with, but this guy was African. And he really had a lot to say about US blacks. And I was like, what? But unfortunately, that was a long time ago, and I really don't remember the details of that conversation. But I'm not surprised to see that comment, is what I'm trying to say. We should do all live video on YouTube. That will be epic. I remember when I started streaming regularly, it feels like forever ago, but yeah. My dream, I have faith that someday I will be able to stream games. That's just my dream, because when I'm playing games, well, I cannot say so presently because I don't play them anymore, but at least when I was younger and I used to play games, I used to really immerse myself in that world, and I would do commentary for my characters, especially with Grand Theft Auto. And I don't know. I like to make the game look animated. So maybe someday I'll make that happen. But then I'm scared that if I stream videos, isn't that like, doesn't that give you like copyright problems? Because if it does, then I would rather not do it. But maybe I would create a separate channel to do those on and just tell you guys about it on this one. And then I am personally someone who, if I'm me, I'm one person, I'm one character, I want everything to go down in one profile. But owning multiple channels for multiple purposes, eh. I struggle to manage this one. Imagine having another one. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm a terrible manager. I'm a terrible manager of my personal matters, but when it comes to everything else, I'm a queen. Which platform do you game on? If you mean which console I prefer, well, my dear, I have extensive experience with the N64 in addition to the PS1 and the PS2, and that's it. And then last year, I briefly played Xenoverse on the PS4, Xenoverse 2, and yeah, but I would really love to stream me playing the N64 because the N64, oh, that was my bread and butter and oxygen and hydration and dreams and everything good happened in the N64. You guys should check out a video called Did You Know Gaming? That's the name of the channel. Um, N64 games that were banned, released, but never made it to the US, some that were censored. And it's so interesting. I learned so many facts. I also learned about features that the N64 has that I never knew of. Um, so, yeah. The Super Nintendo, I did get to play it, but I don't have many memories to it because I only played it at my cousin's house. I also have experience with the Sega and the Game Gear. That was like the first Game Boyish looking thing that had a backlight that I ever had. Like one night, my brother and I were riding on this one ferry boat, and it was nighttime. We were curious about just finding a way to illuminate the screen of the Game Gear for us to play. And then when he turned it on, somehow it had this incredibly bright light, and he was like shocked by it. And I was like, that is fucking bright. And I remember when the Game Boy Advance had like this little lamp that you could plug to the charger port. And it was terrible because you would have the glare of that thing depending on what angle you held the device. So, man, that technology sucked. But what can I say? It got the job done. WCW Revenge and 007 GoldenEye Fighting Force. If you guys haven't done so already, which JP, I totally recommend this for you. I made a video like 3 years ago in which I went over every single game that I currently have in my possession in this very building right now. And it was called, what the fuck did I call that video? I don't remember the title of that video. But it's out there. Let me see if I can find it. I really would like to, if I'm mentioning it, then I really want to make sure that you have the reference. Let's see, your videos. God, this is not a smooth exploration quite like being on my phone, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do it just for you. the fillets of Chick-fil-A. Man, I definitely have a fast food body. That time I acted like I was gonna eat Dusty. As in, eat him like he's a kebab. Kebab. My life answering customer service calls was definitely the most satisfying video I had done in a while. In a while. Oh, Jimmy! Remember when you called me Hamry? I lost control. Oh, look at me playing basketball. I lost control during that video. I remember I was laughing so much. When that video that I made 10 months ago, Zam tries more British candy, I remember someone in the comment section pointed out the obvious, which was, my God, Zam, you got fat. Which I totally said, yeah, I gained weight. And it's weird because I never thought I would gain weight like that, but the only reason it bothered me was because I was concerned about my health. Because, you know, it doesn't feel good to be that way. Oh, this doesn't let me scroll any further than this. Ah, shit. I definitely recorded that more than a year ago. I can tell you that much. Yeah, no, no, no. Oh, I remember when I used to stream with my background, having my 700 pictures. Oh, and I haven't seen my boy who likes my luxurious hair. I remember his picture, but I don't remember his name. Like his YouTube name. What was it? Huh. You know, maybe I did get to tagging those videos. Another project that I have is putting tags on all my videos, because for some reason I had to quit that. Let me see. Let me see if I called it games. And of course, when I type Zamri F, because I am irrelevant to the YouTube algorithm, it gives me videos of fucking Toyota Camrys. Respect me. I want you to respect me, YouTube. I have given so much of my time and effort. There's no effort put into any of the stuff that I put here. Oh, someone did a mod of GTA 5 saying, transporting vehicles to my Toyota dealership with a car carrier. This is amazing. How far video games have come. Yep, it's not suggesting any of my content. Damn it. Yeah, because YouTube doesn't love me. It just doesn't love me. It doesn't care about me. It's not nice to me. Oh, I think it's called Video Games Rambling, and there's part 1, and I believe there is a part 2. I think that's what I was wearing. Yeah. Yeah, that seems to be it. Oh, look at that. I found the video where me and Ollie streamed together. It was called Zam Brings a Guest. My opinion on healthcare turned into a rant. God, I used to be so tiny. Like, how was I alive? How was disappearing? Nah, just kidding. That was me living a fit life. Which is weird because at that time I was actually weaker than I am now. Um, when I fell out of shape. It's weird. It's weird how that works. I had short hair. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think that's it. Try video games rambling because in the description I wrote the official video game topic. I'm pretty sure that was the one where I showed all of the games that I have. Just in case I'm wrong, I'm going to try to scan through it and oh no, it's gonna have an ad play in the beginning. See, I'm scared when ads play in front of my videos because um it can treat you like you're committing fraud or something and then it could flag me or something. Yeah, this is the video because on the predictive thingy I'm showing some of my games. Yeah, that's the name of it. So one more time. It is July 3rd, 2018. Video Games Rambling Part 1. Oh, it still has the chat replay. Let's see, all chat messages are visible. Will it load? Will it load? I remember so many people from back there that are just not around anymore. When I don't hear from people in a while who are online, I get worried. I'm like, what happened? Did you change your profile name? Did you unsubscribe? If you unsubscribed, I'm not offended, but I just like to know that you're okay. Because sometimes, these people have lives and, something can happen. And I have actually discovered of like at work, for instance, there have been customers who of course have passed away and I was like, oh no, that was a really sweet older guy, this and that. So, yep. See, if I set my thing to dark mode, which is what I like, it won't be as bright on me. So, dark theme, no dark theme. Dark theme? No dark theme. The dark theme looks so much superior. Anyway, so I found the video. Oh, my gray glasses before they became crooked because I stepped on them. I've become clumsy with age. It is 2 a.m. already. If only I could hold you. Okay, back to the stream. Okay, so let me catch up with my lovely audience. See what you all are talking about. And after this, guys, I think this is gonna be it for me. Because I should definitely attempt to gain some sleep. Okay. Let's see. I love the N64, Nintendo, all of my favorites. Cool. Ooh, one game that I want to get is Ollie. What was the name of that wrestling game again? That you liked from like 2002. Anyway, that game. I want to play it because it seemed pretty dope. WCW. I played the Game Boy a bit, like him. I do, yep, I totally remember that one. That's cool, JP. It was my proudest moment ever. I remember that. You said something like, anyway, the gist of it was that you totally tripped me. And I was like, this never happened to me before while I'm live. My biggest fears when I'm streaming is sneezing entering a coughing fit, which trust me, my sneezing happens so much. You can ask Ollie. Ollie will tell you that I have nearly died on call with him. And and then my phone accidentally just falling, like collapsing, just like going like blip, and then it messes everything up. Those are my main fears when I'm streaming, because it would be absolutely embarrassing. But of course, something goofy will come out of it, but I ain't ready for that, because I try to be a professional. I'm a professional who wears tie-dyed as hell hoodies and leggings. I like leggings. Did you guys know I like leggings? I have like 700 with more to come. Playing the game with a that's cool. I was around. Zambri, you're blessed, and JP too. Zambri, I can see your feed reach to your poster. Yes! Game Boy is a classic. It was like phones in today's world. Yes! Yes. And what do you tell me about? I think I said this on my cell phone video from 2 weeks ago. But do you guys remember that snake game? It was so amazing. When I was new to it, I used to try to push the 2 and the 4 and the 6 and the 8 to control the little snakes steering of it. But then I discovered that the 1 and the 9 helps you do all that, Number 1, number 9. It was insane. Let's see. Yay, Zambri. Thank you, Zambri. Yup. It took me a while, but we got it. Let's see. Jordan Smith says 100 underline 2 times, 100 underline 2 times, 100 underline 2 times, 100 underline 2 times, 100 underline 2 times. Except that one looks like a fucking 7. Thanks for hanging. WCW NWO Revenge 1998. It was SmackDown. Here Comes the Pain. Yes. Got her. That's what I said. Jimmy, did you get my email? Because that day I was having the most terrible computer technological issues ever. Like I had really shitty reception. Something was happening. And it kept telling me that it couldn't send. So let me know if it didn't send. I just want you to let you know that you ain't been forgotten, brother. Let's see. Jordan says, I don't know Zambri. Jimmy says, yep, I got it. And have started to reply, but just haven't yet. Okay, cool. Cool. All my fault. I thought you meant the 90s video game. What was the game that came before Here Comes the Pain? It's just one word. Oh, Shut Your Mouth was the name of it. Yeah, so there was Here Comes the Pain and Shut Your Mouth. And people say that Shut Your Mouth was great as it was, but then Here Comes the Pain came about, and then it took everything good from Here Comes the Pain and just made it even better somehow. Better. Because Ollie is British. Did you guys know Ollie's British? Ollie's cool. He talks cool. He's British. Oh, oh, oh. Alright guys, well, it's been a pleasure, but I'm gonna bail now, because I just gotta bail. I'm beginning to crash, and I'm starting to not make sense at all, and I ain't gonna lie, but I gotta take a massive piss. That's why I don't drink water in my streams. That's another one of my fears. I'm like, if my bladder needs to, bladder, what will I do? So, yeah, I gotta go. Yes, Shut Your Mouth, but Here Comes the Pain is better. Wow, that's cool. Go British. Imagine if you could hear people's accents in the letters that you read in the internet. We all have our little voices in our heads, And we read everything with the same tone, the same voice, unless you know someone really well. Take care, everyone. Wish you a great rest. Thanks. Ha, you said stream. Bye, JB and Zamri, and nice talking to y'all. This was fun. I wish that I could split the stream to like where the moment that we start getting sidetracked, I can split that and give it a title, and that way we can find which videos we discuss what. Because this happens a lot. We get sidetracked and it's fun and games and all that, and then I'm like, oh, what stream did that happen in? I don't know, but it's there somewhere. I only have like close to 2,000 videos in my channel. Just go find it. Anyway, it was fun. Alright guys, you all take care. I'll see you soon. I'll try to not take 2 weeks to be here.